So I love bell peppers, and normally the way I see people cutting it is they'll cut the top off, then take out the insides, and then discard the entire top. So I actually have a very clever way of opening bell peppers that minimizes waste. So you see the stem here, everything is edible, including the stem. I just don't want to eat the stem, that's perfect for compost. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna push this in. And it takes out the lid and everything without making a mess. So now you only have to compost this and not the entire top, and everything here is edible.
Not many can claim to have built a six-figure business after being laid off from their corporate job. Priyanka Naik has achieved exactly that. Naik has been working on her brand Chef Priyanka for many years now. She specializes in vegan and eco-friendly recipes and prides herself on not wasting a single ingredient in her kitchen.
My passion for cooking probably started much earlier than I may realize. I think being the youngest of three girls, I was always in the kitchen with my mom because she had to keep an eye on me. So I feel like I kind of learned and appreciated food through osmosis, just like watching my mom cook. It wasn't until I got really interested in food media in about 11 or 12 years old, because I started watching Food Network, and I would see, you know, a lot of these American or Western chefs on TV making all sorts of non-veg items and cooking in all sorts of ways that we didn't at home. And I was very intrigued because I was like, we don't eat that at home, we don't cook that way. And I didn't see anything that represents me on TV.
Naik followed the conventional route of going to university in the US and working corporate jobs. But she always cooked alongside her professional career. Right when she was planning on leaving X, formerly known as Twitter, they let her go. She knew there was no better time than then to become a full-time chef.
Some of the obstacles I faced were I am self-taught, so the credibility in the culinary industry was very hard for me to earn, because if you don't go to culinary school, they were like, well, how are you a quote-unquote chef? Oh, you don't work in a restaurant full-time. How are you chef? Oh, you're vegan? No. Or you're Indian? Oh, you're just gonna make Indian food? So they kind of pigeonholed me into all these places, and I think for not only a self-taught chef, but a female brown woman cooking plant-based vegan food adds so many more obstacles. To all of my girlies who've been craving a delicious dessert but have no desire to open the oven like me, I got you with my chocolate peanut butter single serve mug cake.
It was only when Naik became a Food Network champion that she was able to reach more people and expand her own brand. Today, she has an established audience who watch her content to practice more eco-friendly cooking.
A lot of what I do is saying like, hey, if you go to the grocery store, the farmer's market, and you get carrots with the carrot tops, like, don't throw those out. They're highly nutritious. You just have to make sure you wash them thoroughly, and you can put it in the air fryer and make chips. Or you can take mango peels and make sure you wash them thoroughly, and you could blend it down into a chutney. Or you could take watermelon rinds and dry it and make a pickle out of it.
To show how to use most, if not all, ingredients in recipes, Naik shows me how to cook one of her favorite dishes.
First, we're gonna grind the spices for our cauliflower steaks. These are commonly used in my family and in my household here. I'm gonna add some jeera or cumin, some coriander seeds, some dried red chili. These are very spicy. A little bit of black peppercorn. We're gonna add some salt. I'm gonna slice half a yellow onion. I have a lot of onion peels here that I'm not gonna use right now, so I wanna compost it. And what I do is I have all of my compost scraps here, and I freeze it. As you can see, I have some flower stems in there, I have some coriander stems, and instead of throwing it in the garbage and having it go to the landfill, I take it to my local farmer's market and I compost it there every week. Okay. We have our cauliflower here, and we want to cut these into steaks, but we also have these beautiful leaves that are usually thrown in the garbage, but they're highly nutritious, they're very tasty, And the way I use them in this dish is I cook it alongside the cauliflower. So I'm gonna salvage as many leaves as possible. We wanna trim this core, and this is not very edible, it's extremely hard, so this is a candidate for compost. You should get at least 2 or 3 good steaks. Okay. You can use a light olive oil or coconut. We want to take our ground spices and put it into the cauliflower, and we're gonna rub this in. We're gonna make a little cochambre as one of the toppings to our cauliflower steak. I wanna have that prepared so it kind of marinates a little bit while the cauliflowers cook. We're gonna add some fresh grated coconut. Also another South Indian touch to the dish. I love coconut. A little bit of juice. We have some salted roasted pistachios here. We just want to basically get a rough chop. To this, we're gonna add some fresh chopped coriander, lots of it. While we mix, it's gonna kind of have a texture of a chimichurri, which is a popular like Brazilian condiment. Same spices that we use to marinate our cauliflower. And then we want to take those leaves and put those right in as well. So they're going to cook right with the cauliflower.
Well, I can't wait to try these recipes out for myself. I'm Nandini Gupta reporting for NDTV in New York.